Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here, folks. Yes, it's another day, another 60 cents. Ilana's currently fulfilling a requirement or a pre-engagement that she had to fulfill, and so she'll be late with us if she does come at all. So hopefully we do get to see her. But then again, you know what it is. Things happen, and so what can we say? Oh yeah, I better be careful then. Hey. Well, okay. So I'm sorry, folks. All right, I know. Okay, all right, okay. Let's get the show on the road. Well, welcome aboard. Woomera is rocketing into the future, and well, what do you know, folks? Hopefully, our cruise-a-thon can do exactly the same thing. All right, the winner of the Fair Star Super Jackpot, 825 trillion Fair Star onboard credit points, Michael Ann, which is worth jack nothing because the ship doesn't exist anymore, but congratulations, you won it. Followed very quickly by Michael Ann. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here, Danny. Nice to have you here, Danny. Nice to see you. And Amy. Well. Amy wanted to stop in and say hi as she's still at work for a couple more hours. Amy, there's going to have to be time when work has to just relax a bit. But hey, getting bigger and better and brighter. Well done. Congratulations. Amy saying good day to Michael Ann and Danny, and also Michael Ann saying good day to Amy and Danny. I'm just going to click through this real quick. Be safe at work, Amy. Yes. Well, g'day, Ashley. It's been a little while since we've seen you. Welcome aboard. Hey, Larry, let's party. This party started. Uh-oh, here's trouble. No, Najuma. I am not trouble. G'day, how are you? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Okay, a couple of saying g'days. I'm just going to flick in the chat real quick. Hey, Sean. I said g'day, Larry. I did say g'day, I promise. Just going through real quick with a couple. Moonlight Adventures. G'day from Tyndall. I don't know what AFBL is. AFB or whatever. Alpha Foxtrot Bravo in Florida. Welcome aboard there, Mr. Josh and Madam Chastity. Nice to have you on board, folks. Hope it's a nice cruise ship you're on. Anyway, let's keep moving. G'day, Josh from Larry. Danny is saying, hey, Josh, how are you guys? Howdy, Larry and Danny. And hello, Najuma, Larry and Josh. G'day, Ashley. G'day, Michael Ann. Hey, Najuma. Danny just gives us claps, She's just, what can I say? Danny's the super supporter. Exactly as it says. Najuma is going, g'day, Josh. G'day, Najuma. Kerry, welcome aboard, Kerry. Nice to have you here. Just came to say hi from Alison and Gordon's live. Australia and New Zealand are still on the bucket list, looking at 2025. Kerry, may I say this? Take it off the bucket. Absolutely incredible. And then you sail away. The ship will be at the overseas passenger terminal. So when we are docked in at port, on the right-hand side is the Sydney Harbour Bridge. On the left-hand side is the Sydney Opera House. The ship pulls back out and your tail kind of goes underneath the Harbour Bridge, and we just sail straight out towards Sydney Heads. You end up with the Opera House on your right-hand side. Carrie, you can't miss it. You've got to be there, mate. You've got to be there. Michael Ann is saying good day to Carrie. Larry, Ananda wants to know what Woomera. Woomera is a place. I'll go. If you would have been here for the last couple of sessions, you would have known. But I'll explain a little later on. Let me just finish out the chat. G'day, Busby. How you going, Chris, mate? Danny is saying, boom, I recorded my first video for the cruise-a-thon for you, Sean. Hope you love it. Danny, I haven't had a chance to look at it, but I will look at it straight um, after the show, and I can tell you quite honestly, I think it's going to be awesome, and it's going to make it onto the cruise-a-thon because everybody on the cruise-a-thon needs to see what we are trying to achieve here, and all the supporters. G'day, Chris from Michael Ann. Larry's saying g'day to Chris. Everybody's getting into Chris now, even Najuma. Michael Ann, that's awesome, Danny. Yes, it is. Thank you very much. Chris, Michael Ann, Plum, Travellers, Najuma, Danny. Anybody else? Danny, yep, Michael Ann, feels good to be done and over with. Well, 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 if it isn't old Megs and C's, welcome aboard, Meg, the super, what are you? Oh, well, Meg's just the hard worker that does everything. Welcome aboard, Meg. Nice to have you here and really appreciate you. As I do everybody. Busby, yo. Okay, Michael Ann is saying, Woomera is a village in Australia. Yes, it is. But I'll explain more, a little bit more as we go along. G'day, Lily. How are you? Nice to have you on board. Larry, and what is with Hump Day with the ducks at the bottom? Hump Day? Hump Day with the ducks? You're right. What is with it? I better change that, hey? I thought I had. Seriously, Larry, the things you see and that I don't. Thank you for being my eyes. Now, what are you talking about, Larry? Huh? What are you talking about, Larry? Get that right, mister. Yo, Lily. Hi, Lily. Hello, Meg. Hello, Lily. And okay, awesome from Danny. Tiny, hi, Danny, Larry, Busby, Kerry, hi, Michael Ann. Hi, Meg. Supermod and my partner, says Danny about Meg. Yes, you are quite correct. Quite correct. Larry's got the giggles. Larry's got the looks. Well, yeah, okay. Eyes looking. Hey, Meg. And just got home from the zoo. Please excuse my tardiness. Thomas, welcome aboard, Thomas. Nice to have you on board. G'day, Thomas and Megs. Hey, Michael Ann. Now, you know what, folks? Okay, so let me go back to Ananda's previous question. What is Woomera? For those that don't know, I was last week, for the last couple of weeks or so, I've been outback South Australia, not Victoria, outback South Australia, in a place called Woomera, and next to it a place called Roxby Downs. And the key factor about Woomera and Roxby Downs, Woomera was at one point used by the Australian Air Force, the United States Air Force or United States military, and also the UK military, where they were doing rocket testing. Now, what you see behind me here is one of the rocket engines that was actually used in the tests. And Woomera right now, where the place I was staying at is an ex-military base, or it's still considered a military base. It still has representation by the Australian Air Force, an office. But essentially, it's been taken. The base itself has physically been moved about a kilometre or so down the road. But the old base itself, has been turned into accommodation for. A part of it is a hotel, and other parts is accommodation for itinerant workers, those that come in, do what we call FIFO, fly in and fly out. They come in and do some work there, and then they go back home. So this is a museum, a part of a museum, and this is one of the pieces at the museum at the Woomera village. Hey, every week or so often, I'm going to put up more bits and pieces of that trip. Michael Ann is asking the question: were you riding a tortoise? That's not a nice question to ask, Meg. Hey, Meg from Danny. Michael Ann's having a giggle about it. Stream Elements says, Thomas Reiser, thank you for subscribing. Hey, Thomas, thank you so much. And Kerry as well, thank you so much for popping in and becoming part of the group. Folks, you know what? Every little bit helps. And Stream Elements also goes on to say, welcome to Brunch with the Down Under Cruisers. Please support the channel so that we can support Helping Hands for Cruising. So those that don't know, Helping Hands for Cruising is, it's right up there. There's the logo for the cruise-a-thon that we will be having on the 6th to the 9th of July. And so we're asking for anybody who wants to host some time, come on in. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get some dollars so that we can get more people on board a cruise ship. We've done this already 3 times. We've funded 3 groups of people to actually go on board a cruise ship and have a whale of a time. Change some lives, not only those of the recipient, but also those of the people who were on board the ship as well, assisting. Megs is giving a giggle out to Michael Ann and saying the tortoise was out up tonight. Well, that's cool. Megs is having a g'day, Danny. Larry is saying, hey, please consider hitting the thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Larry. Really appreciate that, folks. Lily is saying g'day to Michael Ann, and Danny is saying hearts to Meg. Thomas, first ever cruise on Grand Princess in a couple of weeks. Thomas, my friend, you are absolutely going to love it. We were on the Grand Princess in March, at the tail end of March. We did Melbourne to Sydney with a stop in a place called Eden. I want to tell you, she's a grand old lady and she's a beautiful ship. You're going to absolutely love it. If you're not already, you will be hooked. Hook, line and sinker. Tell us, where's your cruise going? What's the itinerary? And keep us posted. Excuse me. Chris, hey everyone in Helping Hands for Cruising chat. Thank you for being in there. Lily's saying g'day to Danny. Michael Ann is saying that's cool. And Danny's saying g'day to Lily. Hey Busby. Hey Lily. Larry. FIFO. First in, first on, first out. No, fly in, fly out. Larry. That's what we say for people who are doing itinerant work. It's FIFO. Fly in, fly out. Larry's having a giggle because he knows he's joking. First in, first out. Yeah, well, that would be you in the rocket going up in the Woomera. Yeah. Danny is saying if you want to participate in the Helping Hands for Cruising cruise-a-thon, July 6th to 9th, email Meg at megsfuntime22@gmail.com or Crystal at destinationsdelight96@gmail.com. Thank you for that, Danny. You are on the ball, my girl. You are on the ball. G'day, Boomer. How you going? Hello, Ducky. Michael Ann, g'day, Lily. Thomas is saying done. That's awesome. G'day, Scrubs. How you going, buddy? Nice to see you here. Evening, Sean and everyone else. It's actually brunch time, but yes, I'll go with good evening. How you going? Hey, Scrubs, are you coming down for January 2nd, please? Larry, g'day, Lance. G'day, Scrubs. Lily, I've started doing lives trying to get better at it. Lily, the only way to get better at it is to do it consistently. Even I stuff up, and I've been doing it at least once or twice. Thomas is saying that they're going Whittier, Alaska to Vancouver. Whittier, I beg your pardon. Alaska to Vancouver. That's going to be an awesome cruise. Enjoy. Please enjoy. Have lots of fun. I'll tell you what you do, Thomas, if you get a chance, order a dirty banana. Trust me, you will love it. It's awesome. That's if you're into alcohol, that is. A dirty banana. Scroznet, hey Plumpy. Danny is going, no problem. Boomer is saying g'day to Larry. Larry, FIFO is health term used in the restaurant industry when putting away food. Yes, you are correct. It is a food handler's slogan. However, we use it more in the workers industry. For those that fly in and fly out. That sounds like an awesome cruise, Thomas. It is. It does sound like an awesome cruise. A bucket list for us. G'day, Ryan. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. G'day and hello. Adventures of David and Aaron. Welcome aboard, guys. Nice to have you here. As usual, you guys have been flittering around a bit. Would love to hear about some of your cruises that you've been on. Jessica, good day all. Just wanted to stop by and say hi. Thank you for doing that. Really appreciate that. Can't drink for medical reasons. Okay, that's a shame. You would have loved it. It's an awesome drink. But you know what? There's plenty of other stuff to drink on board that ship. Plumpy, hey David and Aaron. David and Aaron saying g'day Larry. Larry to Jessica. David and Aaron. Anything with bananas sounds delicious, and boy, yes it is. His favourite dessert is banana pudding. Well, the next time you get on a Princess cruise ship, try the dirty banana. It's an awesome drink. It's got a bit of everything in there. Yum. Hello, Lance from Lily. G'day, Troy. Welcome on board, buddy. Nice to have you here, mate. Yes, we're busy saying to people, come and join us in Oz. We're going to have some fun in Oz, January the 2nd, 2025. Hi, Troy from Larry. Lily's asking Troy a very important question. Are you home? Well, there we go. Meg's talking that funny language again. Howdy, Arbin Troy S. Adventures of David and Aaron, but here in the middle Tennessee, right around the corner from the Jack Daniels distillery, we have something called Nana Pudding, and it is banana pudding moonshine. Wow. Well, that'll be interesting to try. We've got Troy there. Hola. Michael Ann saying hello to Troy. Hey, Bomerash, welcome aboard. Lurking in the background, listening while editing. Good on you. Hope you're feeling good, mate. Sorry about that hernia operation. Hope you're doing well. Lily, g'day Meg. Larry, hi Meg. Danny, hey Troy. Hi Anthony from Larry. Troy, hey Larry, Lily, and all. Tom, g'day Tom, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Just subscribe to seeing you on Let's Go Travel Tips. Why, thank you very much, Tom. Yes, love listening to Gordon and Alison. They are an amazing couple, and they do have some. Look, let me put it this way. I'm actually envious of their cruising lifestyle, to be honest. I mean, seriously, we would absolutely love to cruise as much as they can. And yes, it's amazing. Troy's going g'day to Meg. Larry is hi, Tom, and welcome. Meg, hi again to Lily, Larry, and Michael, and welcome, Tom Brooks. Yep, I am home, says Troy. Good. Can we come around for dinner? A bit far from me, anyway. Lily is saying, awesome, Troy. Was fantastic meeting you. Danny is saying, nice, Troy. It looks like you and Kenny had fun. And I believe they did. They went on a meetup. Chris is saying, g'day to Troy. Enjoyed meeting everyone at O23, Lily. Thomas is saying, Gordon and Allison are a great resource. Yes, they are a great resource. As well as, you know what, there's a couple of people in their channel there that I really admire. Not only Alison and Gordon, but also Code 4 for Life. They have some great videos. I love watching them try trying their meals on the various ships. And I noticed one thing that was really interesting for me is when they got on, because Code 4 for Life consistently cruise Princess. When they get on and they try the meals, they try the same foods and they compare them ship to ship, and also time to time that they get on the ship. But when they did their Holland America cruise, they were trying the food and it was a first time, and they were critiquing the food for what it was like, not comparing it to how the food was being prepared from one ship to another. So it was actually quite an interesting view. So really appreciate all the opportunity to learn from the various people out there, the various channels. Stream Elements are saying thanks for subscribing, Tom. So really appreciate that. Um, Adventures of David and Aaron are saying that we are trying to make it to Australia. We're supposed to do in 2023, but things happened and had to cancel a cruise. So I'll tell you what, guys. I'm not trying to push a barrow here. Yes, I am. But what I'm trying to get you guys to do is understand what we're trying to achieve here. So here's the cruise. January the 2nd, 2025. We're sailing out of Sydney and we're going around the South Pacific. We're taking in places like Noumea, Vanuatu, and Fiji. So Noumea is New Caledonia, so we'll start off there. And then what we'll do after that is we'll sail into Fiji. Now, Ilana was actually brought up in Fiji. So what we're looking to do is organise an excursion for group cruise members to go on this excursion and have a look at places in Suva where Ilana actually grew up and spent time. So it's going to be an absolutely amazing time. It's a 15-day cruise, 14 nights, sailing out of Sydney on the Celebrity Edge, heading out to the South Pacific and back again. We're going to have an absolutely scrumptious time. Let me tell you that. Okay, Troy is saying, Kenny and I had a great time, just waiting for the stories. Just wait for the stories you are going to hear, I suppose. Larry is going, for those that do not know, I am Larry. Yeah, we know that, Larry. I've just said it like about 5 times. Chris is saying, hello, Barmaraj, Adventures from Tom and Aaron, and Adventures of Tom and Aaron, not or. Troy gonna do, I think he's just carrying on with the rest of his discussion earlier on. Hello, Thomas from Chris. Gonna die laughing, Danny. Lily is going to get Obama. Troy Puddin. Danny, the super supporter. Love, I bet Troy. Thanks, Busby. Hey, Obama. Okay. David has lost a lot of range, emotion, and mobility in his undergoing, and he's undergoing a lot of physical therapy 4 days a week. Okay. Alice. Hello, Sean and everyone in the chat. Welcome aboard, Alice. Have you got that Eddie guy next to you, or are you cruising alone? It's pronounced Vano what? No. Vanuatu. V-A-N-U. Vanuatu. You got to learn, Larry. We're from this side of town, not you. Lily. Hey, Alice. Larry, hey, Alice. Alice is saying, hello, Lily and Larry. Megs is saying, hey, Alice. Alice is, g'day, Meg. G'day, Danny. Now, the reason, for those that are interested, the reason why I'm actually highlighting every single chat is because we're actually streaming on four channels. We're streaming on 2 YouTube channels and 2 Facebook channels. And as a result, every chat does not always make it. You can't all see each other. So I'm just highlighting it so that everybody knows what everybody's saying. Okay. So, prayers, yes, Danny. You are correct. Prayers for David. I hope he does have a speedy recovery. Well. Cruising is fun anytime. Welcome aboard, folks. Nice to have you here. I hope you enjoyed your cruise and are having an absolute ball back in town. G'day, Alice. Hello, Miss Cheryl. Hello, Alice. Sean, slow down, mate. You're talking too fast. Yeah, I know I am. But maybe that's because you've got me on double time on your Facebook, on your stream. You just want to get over with a chat real quick. Hello, Miss Alice from Chris. Larry here. Hi, cruising is fun. Michael Ann is hello, cruising is fun anytime. Okay. So, um, so I spent as I said, I spent a couple of weeks in Woomera, and it is actually quite amazing going into the outback of Australia. You guys, if you're going to come down to Oz, you guys really need to spend some time down here. I mean, 10 minutes is not a lot of time. A day cruise coming in here, having a look at it for a day is not really a lot of time. This place is huge. This place is as big, if not bigger, than say the U.S. In kilometer wise, we're almost as big as continental U.S. So we're quite a big country. So come in and have a look and see. Um, Lily's having a giggle at Chris because Chris is saying slow down. Um, okay, so where did we get to? Hello, cruising is fun anytime from Michael Ann. David and Aaron. Well, Aaron is saying that sounds amazing. Yes, it is. Danny's saying Busby's having a giggle. Lily is saying I'm actually trying to get better at live streams so I can sign up to Helping Hands for Cruising. Do you know what, Lily? Don't try, just get onto it. Stuff it up anyway, and you know what the good news is? People will come. People will watch. They'll help and they'll donate. Um, Larry is saying, Lily, it's a perfect way to learn. And yes, he's right, because that's where Larry learned the tricks of his trade, just by popping in and doing. We are, after all, helping hands. So no matter what happens, stuff it up. We'll bring you back up to scratch and work it with you. Perfect way to go. See, even Danny says she'll help you, Lily. Well, well, well. G'day, Gordon and Alison. We were just talking about you. Thanks for popping in. Nice to have you on board. Um, Danny is saying, by the way, I loved your chat. You guys were way up at the top there, and then I realized I was late in. But you know what? Loved your chat, and I do every time, and I learn heaps. So thank you for what you do. Really appreciate it. Danny's saying she'll be there. Thomas said I would like to do a bunch of trains in Oz, but they're so dear. You know what, Thomas? Let me say this to you. The two trains that you want to do is the GAN and the Indian Pacific. The GAN goes from Adelaide to Darwin and also vice versa. And then the Indian Pacific goes Sydney to Perth and vice versa. Those are two awesome trains. Yes, they are expensive, but let me tell you, it's a bit like you being on a cruise ship with specifically the GAN. The GAN will take you up and it'll take you 3 days to go one way and 4 days to come back. Um, if you do both, you're looking at 20 grand. But excuse me, it is really quite amazing. You really want to check it out. Facebook user, hello again, Sean. There's nobody in the Facebook chat. Okay, you just told me a lie because you're in the Facebook chat, and that means that there is somebody in the Facebook chat. Thank you, Larry from David and Aaron. Larry saying good day to Let's Go. Oh, wow, wow. Sir Paul, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. I hope you're having a pleasant evening. Lily, I'm emailed and wait for reply. It will come. Danny is having a good old smile there or giggle. Let's Go is saying our ears were burning. I know they were. I know they were. We were talking about you. Like we always do. We always talk about you. You know, if we don't talk about you, who else can we talk about? No, no, no. That's a joke. I'm joking. I'm joking. Michael Anderson, g'day to Paul. G'day, Kelly and Tammy's Journey. How are you? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you guys here. Um, Paul saying g'day to Michael Ann. And g'day, Larry. Kelly and Tammy. G'day, Kelly and Tammy. GAN and Indian Pacific are worst. Yes, they are the most expensive. But they are awesome. They are absolutely awesome train trips. In fact, Nick P, who is one of the guys that we know in Minnesota, is coming down to Australia. He's doing both trips back to back. So he's doing Gan up and Gan back down, and then he's also doing Indian Pacific both ways as well. So yes, they are expensive, but you know what? They are amazing. You get to see a lot of territory that you wouldn't ordinarily see, as in they go straight up the middle of the country. So you get to have a look at the outback, and you get to have a look at the way the kangaroos live and the way life is in the red centre. And literally, the ground is red, literally. Larry is saying good day to Paul. Meg, Lily, did you email me? I didn't see one. Just checking. Hello, Paul. Kelly's g'day, Plumpy. Hi, Paul. Hi, Kelly. Yo, Paul. Hello, Kelly and Tammy's. Thomas, Allison, and you and Gordon are a great resource. And yes, you are. Absolutely. Kelly and Tammy, hey. Kelly and Tammy. Hi, Meg. Hi, Miss Lily. Okay, so at the end of the day, and yes, I will stop talking so fast, Chris, because I know that it's flashing before your eyes. And I can see it flashing on my screen here. In fact, I've got two channels up, and I can just see it flashing on both channels. Helping Hands for Cruising and also the Down Under Cruises. So, we have this cruise-a-thon coming up. And for those that don't know, the cruise-a-thon is there to help raise funds for Helping Hands for Cruising. For those that don't know, Helping Hands for Cruising is basically our opportunity to help somebody who's never had the opportunity to cruise before for one reason or another. It helps them get the opportunity to enjoy a cruise of a lifetime. And so we've had three recipients. Kenneth Oakes, for those that know him as Ford Man, aka Kenneth Oakes. And also we've had James and Cindy Catanese. And we've also had Scott and Amber Hicks as our recipients so far. We've got a bucket load of cruises coming up in the near future, and we want to get some recipients on board those ships. So we need some money to be able to do that. Okay, ARAR Vlogs, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here, guys. Nice to see you. Enjoying spending time with you. Chris is saying my brain is smoking, trying to keep up, Sean. You know what? If you stop vaping and let your brain smoke, then no, sorry. I won't go down that path. Larry is saying Ananda and I were talking to a geologist the other day at a local coffee shop. He was from Australia, and we talked about coffee and his favourite black opal. Hang on. I got to figure out the connection between coffee and opal, because opal is a lot of money. There is a space there in South Australia called Cooper Pedy, where they mine opals, and if you're living in that area, there are a lot of people live in dugouts. They've dug the ground out to get to the opals, and then they've turned that into accommodation. So that's absolutely amazing. Hello, Busby Adventures, Danny Moglen, Mama, Meg, Paul Vines. Excuse me. Danny saying good day to Paul, Busby to AR, hello. Larry. Hello, Busby, Plum Travelers. Okay. Danny. Kenny was the first one, then it was James and Cindy, and Scott and Amber were the second ones. That's correct. That is correct. Danny's on the ball. If I miss you, sorry. That's cool. Oh, really? Now he pops in. Um, 12:36. John, welcome aboard. How are you guys? 10:30 p.m. Okay. Welcome aboard, guys. Nice to have you here. We believe that you've just booked on the 2nd of January 2025 cruise. Yeah. I know. Watching from the Philippines, ARR. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Plum Travelers, hi, John. Check out the Helping Hands for Cruising website for those that are interested. It is www.helpinghandsforcruising.org. Howdy, Danny. Hope you're good, Paul. I'm great. How are you, Danny? Well, we know Danny's awesome because she is the super supporter. So, yeah. So, oh, the chat just jumped. Larry is saying yes. We talked about the dugouts also. That would have been a great chat. Be interested to know who this geologist was and where he works and lives. Hello, John. I'm on the ball, says Danny. Yes, she is. Hey, John from Danny. John, dear niece, how's the single woman going? Yeah, we got to find that out. And she's going, good. Hope you and Aunt Nancy are well. Danny's saying, I'm good, Sean, chilling like a villain. Yeah, that don't think you mean that. Hello, Tammy's Journeys and everybody. Lily is going, okay, I'm back. Just sent Meg an email. Awesome. Okay, so what can I say? So the trains you'll find the train trips. If you're taking the trains around the coastal areas, Australia is actually quite expensive to do that kind of tripping, but it is absolutely exquisite. There is so much around the coastal areas. It is. Australia is exquisite country, and there's a lot of variation. Very different to say the deserts with Arizona and so forth. Here the ground is red, and even at night or in the dusk when the sun comes up, you will actually see the red earth in the sky. It's unbelievable. It's actually absolutely quite exquisite. So there we go. Larry is saying, amazingly, we've got his ask his name. He's retired and living in Powell River. Worked in many places around the world. Oh, that's awesome. So you can go and knock on his door. Even though you don't know his name, you could go, hey, mate, let's have a chat. G'day, John and Nancy from Lily. So some of the places you would want to look at if you did come down under Adelaide. Adelaide is a city of churches. For those that do live in Adelaide, I apologise, but it is a big country town, and it does come across as a country town, but it is awesome. I'm going to actually be spending a weekend there. Ilana and I are going to both spend a weekend there next weekend, so we may or may not have a live stream next weekend, but having said that, it's all to do with work. Thomas says that he has mates in Ballarat, Brisbane and Sydney. So Ballarat is about 2 hours away from us here. That's driving. Sydney is an aeroplane flight. It's about 1,000 kilometres, just short of. And Brisbane is about a 3-hour plane flight from here. Brisbane and Sydney, excuse me, Brisbane and Sydney are coastal cities. Just give me a second. Ballarat is a country town right in the middle, and it is Ballarat is one of those towns or cities, I should say it's a city, that actually the gold rush in Victoria started at. So it did have quite a bit of gold and lots of exciting things happening. um, and that was round about the early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s. Ballarat, you can still go to there and have a look at one of the mines. The mine isn't working, but it's there as a museum. So a lot of interesting stuff around there. Um, Hello, Lily. Um, Danny, good Paul, relaxing. Okay, there we go. Larry, for those that don't know, 1,000 kilometres is about 621 miles. Thank you, Larry. Always need a Canadian to translate. We Aussies don't know what this miles nonsense is all about. You Americans still live in the past, so that's okay. That's okay. I'm stirring, guys. I'm stirring. Jeez. Miles. Okay. So, Adelaide, and then Perth. Perth is actually quite a um, Perth is quite a it's a country town, but it is quite a wealthy country town. It is the capital of Western Australia, and a lot of big business is in that area, purely because um, a lot of huge mines are out in Western Australia. So Western Australia is, to the Australians, Western Australia is like Quebec is to the Canadians. Um, they they want Western Australia has always talked about seceding from Australia. But anyway, Chris is saying thanks for doing the maths, Larry, and Larry is saying Perth sounds like a shampoo. Well, I'm comfortable for you to have that opinion. The shampoo is called Pert, P-E-R-T, not P-E-R-T-H, Perth. Um, I've actually been there. It's actually quite a lovely town. Well, I shouldn't say just town. It is quite an awesome city. But yeah, well, I've been almost everywhere around Australia. I just haven't been to Tasmania. I haven't been to Northern Territory. Um, I haven't been to Tasmania. I don't have 52 states to go to. I only need to go to seven. So there we go. Um, and maybe soon I'll be going to one of them. I don't know which one. Maybe Tasmania. We'll see. We'll see. All exciting stuff. Um, right now, in terms of cruising out of Oz, there are cruises going out of Sydney and Brisbane. There are no cruises going out of Melbourne, Adelaide, or Perth, as far as I'm aware. Purely because, well, in Melbourne they're busy doing some updates to the local to Station Pier, and Station Pier does need a lot of updating. So they're going to be creating, because we're going to be getting the Resilient Lady home porting here from November 2024, I believe. They want the cruise port to actually look like something decent. So I guess that's what they're working on right now. Uh, Thomas is saying we had a half-hearted attempt to convert metric in the 70s, but it fell through. You know what happened, Thomas? I'm originally South African, and what South Africa did was they said today. This was in the early 70s. They said today we are talking imperial. Tomorrow you will have everything changed, and we will be talking metric, and that's how quick it went. And after that, it was illegal to advertise anything in imperial. It all had to be metric. It was done overnight, and it worked. South Africa does not do anything in imperial anymore. Larry is saying, "Have you been to the Great Barrier Reef?" No, I haven't actually. That's somewhere would love to go. And the best way to do that would be on board a cruise ship. No, Larry, forget about the sharks, my friend. Chris, if Sean, if you see the Tasmanian devil, get a picture. Um, Mate, Tasmanian devil is everywhere. You can get them anywhere in Tasmania. They run around. They are at the moment they are suffering from. They have some disease where they have like warts on their faces, and they are. It's the Tasmanian tiger that nobody has ever seen. Recently, that is. Sean is a Tassie. I am not a Tasmanian or a Taswegian. Hey, everyone that said hi to me. Sorry, I had a client that wants a video ASAP and sent me footage. I got to get work. I got to get to work, mate. Have a great day. Be safe. Enjoy. I hope your work is successful. Hey, Barman. Alison or Gordon, I'm not sure which, is saying, remember about the US effort to consider metric. What a joke. Yep. Excuse me. The funny thing is, you talk about fluids in metric. So if you go to hospital, you talk about getting your injections in metric, or you talk about taking your medication in metric, but you can't do anything else in metric. I find that amazing. Larry having a giggle. Lily, see you later, Sean. Oh, okay, Lily. Have a pleasant evening. Look forward to seeing you in the future. Take care. Seen a Tasmanian devil at the Toronto Zoo. Yes, and actually, for those that know my friend Jonesy, who lives in Tasmania, he actually has Tasmanian devils come along and meet up with the kangaroos that are in his backyard. Larry is saying bye, Lily. Oops, that went way too quick. Lady Lily from Danny, and g'day, Governor. How you going? Welcome aboard. How do? The governor's in the UK. I call him the governor because if I don't call him governor, he just thinks I'm just a convict. But anyway, g'day, Gov. How you going? Alison or Gordon, I'm not sure which. Even all our motor vehicles have displacement showing liters or CCs. Funny. Yeah, I'm finding that amazing too. Tassies are cute. Hi, Rob. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Give them half a chance, they'll bite the hell out of your hand. Michael Ann is saying, yet in Canada, the building materials are still imperial. It's only because you get your building materials from over the border, I reckon. Larry, g'day, Rob. It's Gordon tonight. Thank you. Oh, Alison is booking travel. Well, I hope she's booking for clients, not just you guys, because there's a limit to how much you can afford the travel without having the income. I mean, I know you work hard and you got a good job, but geez, some of the places we want you to go to, like Australia 2025, need you to have a good client, Alison, to have a good client base to afford those cruises January the 2nd, 2025. Oh, Gordon's travelling incognito. The governor is staying still on the sunny side of the dirt. Well, that's good. Seeing as you put it that way, that's good. We need you to be down under on the sunny side of the dirt. Hopefully you're coming for our group cruise. That'd be fun. Where else should we go? Any ideas? Yeah, lots of ideas. Take a cruise from, get this, when the cruises come on back down, take a cruise from Melbourne. So you need to come down under again. From Melbourne, round New Zealand. You get to have a look at Akaroa, you get to have a look at Waikato Island, you get to have a look at Auckland, you get to look at Milford Sound. God, that is beautiful. You get to look at Wellington, the Windy City, the capital of New Zealand, Australia's 8th state. Oh no, I shouldn't have said that. No, the Kiwis call Australia the West Island. Yeah, but you need to do that cruise. That is absolutely amazing. And the good thing about those cruises, you do a trip around Australia or you do a trip around New Zealand, They just make you come back in another way, as in driving trips. You know, um, New Zealand is absolutely awesome. Um, yeah, Gordon's got a smile on his face because he knows I was going to say January the 2nd, 2025, Sydney, South Pacific. Larry is saying a cruise from Vancouver to the South Pacific through the South Pacific to Sydney. That's called a repositioning cruise, Larry. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Hey, James, your ears must have been burning because we were talking about you earlier on as being a recipient of the Helping Hands for Cruising uh, group. So nice to have you on board. Larry, I hate typing on a phone. Okay, then type on your computer. Um, so what can I say, folks? Down Under's the place to be. Now, for all of you who know Warmstrong, Bill Warmstrong from Warmstrong Adventures, he did a repositioning cruise on the Carnival Luminosa from Brisbane up through to your side of the woods. And when he was down here, he spent some time at Australia Zoo where he got to see Steve Irwin's son playing around with crocodiles. He got to spend some time, I think, at Taronga Zoo as well in Sydney. When you're in Sydney, you get to have a look at some various things. There's the Sydney Tower, that's awesome. There is Taronga Zoo, where if you go to Taronga Zoo, you need to get there from, well, there's two ways. You can either get there from the land, but if you got there from the water, you would catch a cable car up to the top. The view that the animals have of Sydney Harbour is absolutely exquisite. You need to do that. The other thing that you need to do is have a look at the Sydney Harbour Bridge, or the coat hanger as we call it. And when you're actually in Sydney, you can actually, if you've got no fear at all, you can actually climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge and have a look at it. Look at the area from the top, where you are with the Australia's largest flag, I believe. It used to be here in Melbourne, but then people kept on stealing them. So now they are all in. They've got the largest flag on top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and the view. If you look at it either dusk or dawn, it is the most. Well, any view from the top of Sydney Harbour Bridge is exquisite, but if you're looking at it during dusk or dawn, it is even more exquisite. So there you go. Larry's saying g'day to James. We've got Michael Ann saying g'day to James. Thomas is saying New Zealand is under active consideration for him as he wants to do all three major trains. You know what? Yeah. New Zealand is absolutely awesome because it's the only area, and it is because it's split into two main islands. You've got your North Island, South Island. If you get the opportunity, do the North Island first and then do the South. The North is more things like hot water geysers, and it's all natural beauty. And then you get to look at this exquisite ground on the South Island. It's amazing. And spending time with the Kiwi. And you have a look. We went into I think it was Akaroa. Akaroa was a French town, and you see this French influence in New Zealand. It is just, it's incredible. New Zealand has got to be one of the best eye openers. It was the first place we actually cruised to on the Golden Princess. Had an absolute ball. James is saying g'day to various people. Michael Ann is saying that would be cool. Would be a dream to go to Australia Zoo. My oldest was a huge Steve Irwin fan in their younger years. Yeah, his son, funnily enough, his son is pretty much his dad reincarnated, kinda. Hi, Danny from James. Stream Element is saying we'd like to thank all of you who have donated to Helping Hands for Cruising. Please continue to give so that we can have more recipients joining us on our next cruise. Thomas, flights from the U.S. all coming to Auckland. Actually, no. You can get flights that go direct from the US into Sydney or Melbourne, um, but um, depending on which airline you fly, they will a lot will stop off in Auckland, but there are a couple that will fly direct. I think Delta flies direct, and Qantas flies direct. Also, I think United does as well. And Virgin, I think, is starting to fly as well. Larry is giving Steve some hearts. Michael Ann, if I went to New Zealand, I want to go see the Hobbit houses. Yeah, that's in the south. You'd come off, I think, at Port Chalmers, I believe, from memory, near Dunedin, and that's where it is. You go into Dunedin, and then from there on, there's some excursions up north where you see Hobbit House, and in fact, a lot of Lord of the Rings was actually filmed in New Zealand, so there's a lot of stuff there to see. Megs is going me too. James is saying g'day to Meg. Michael Ann is saying I need to win a lottery. Michael Ann, welcome to the club. There was some horrible person in Sydney that won the 100 million on Thursday. We're incredibly envious of him. Wish we were that horrible, man. I am being sarcastic, by the way, as long as you guys are aware. Um, Also, if you're coming to Australia, you get to have a look at, or Australia or New Zealand, you get to have a look at um, interesting facts with convict lifestyle, how countries have changed. So, only one state in Australia, South Australia, was set up with free settlers. The rest of the country had um, convict settlements in them. As a result, you'll find places like Sydney, especially up near the rocks, um, is fairly cramped. But uh, a lot of building work was done um, with that kind of like carefree. Um, you got me here as a slave laborer, so I'm going to do the job as how much I feel like, because convicts were used as slave labor here to build various things. But you know what? We've set up an amazing country, and what can I say? Thanks, Gov, for sending us all down here. Although, funnily enough, I come from South Africa. Um, I suppose one convict to another. I don't know. I don't know. Michael Lane is saying my travel dreams need a lottery-sized budget. I can agree with that one. Chris is saying another channel I watched just went to New Zealand. What channel was that? Chris would love to know. Um, New Zealand is absolutely awesome. A lot of New Zealanders come down here because prospects in New Zealand at this particular point are not that good for New Zealanders, but in terms of scenery and all that sort of stuff, New Zealand is awesome. They do play a decent game. It's called rugby. None of this Aussie rules nonsense or this American gridiron rubbish. You know, they play. Um, yeah, Chris, they are they're Aussies anyway, but they would be travelling around New Zealand having a ball, and there's a bucket load to show from both countries. Um, I wonder, did they take their van with them, or did they are they hiring a van in New Zealand? Um, they got hitched. Oh, they got hitched in New Zealand also. Oh, in Australia, yes, maybe. They got married here. I thought they got married. Yeah. Okay. I thought they were were a married couple anyway. But yes, New Zealand is amazing. No, they didn't. Hang on. No, they didn't. What? They didn't take their van with them. They hired one there. Is that what you're saying? Thomas is saying I'm a footy barracker, specifically Geelong. Oh, Thomas, seriously, seriously, and you go for Geelong. Oh my God, Don't worry, I don't barrack for Collingwood, so there we go. I'm actually, being ex-South African, I'm a rugby supporter, rugby union, not league, and okay, I won't say definitely not Aussie rules. Um, they got married in New Zealand just recently. Oh, awesome! Well, congratulations to them. Um, hmm, nice idea, nice concept. Yes, they used a different van, so they must have hired one there, which I understand because I mean, carting across your vehicles is expensive as hell, and to cart it across, they would have to undergo a bucket load of New Zealand rules and regulations, which is not worth it because the van's only going to be coming back here and being used to trip around Oz. So there we go. Um, but that's great. That's awesome. Well, folks, we've done the hour. Um, Ilana has just walked in the door, and I want to spend some time with her. I will say thank you for popping in. For those of you that have joined our team, thank you so much for doing so. Please, folks, hopefully next week we will get things underway. If we can from Adelaide, we will do a quick pop-up live. On Wednesday evening, I will be travelling, so there will not be a live this Wednesday for Hump Day. But at the end, we are headed into the new week, the new month, and of course the cruise-a-thon. So, folks, look forward to having you on board. Thank you, Meg. Thank you, Danny. Michael Ann. I will say good day to Ilana for you. I will for you, Chris. And thank you, Gordon. Have a great time. Thanks for the chat. It's a pleasure. We will see you next time. And folks, come in for that cruise-a-thon. Come join us. Halfwit, welcome aboard, buddy. You're just in time to see us go. But that's cool. Glad to have you here. See you later, Michael Ann. See you later, Chris. Thomas, thank you very much, mate. Mate, maybe someday we can meet in person. That'd be awesome. If you're a Geelong supporter, you must be living up that way. Anyway, welcome aboard. Nice to have you all here. Folks, have a great week. And as we say, we'll have fun. Catch you later.